Hello everybody, welcome to a bonus video from MinnMax. MinnMax is a place about games, friends, getting better, and waving furiously. My name is Ben Hansen, joined by community manager Haley McLean.
Hello, how's it going?
Really well. Here's the thing, Haley. Here's where my woes are. On the podcast, I feel like we're screaming all the time about the MinnMax Discord. It's wonderful in there. It really is the heart of the MinnMax community. Trivia Tower, we scream about it every month. Like, jump in here and compete in game trivia to win game codes, and for this month, $1,000. There's a lot of stuff happening in this Discord, and I feel like there are, I'd say, a majority of people watching or listening. We did a poll once, and I think it was about like half, that just say, Discord, I don't know what that is. It's not for me. I'm confused about what that could possibly be. And so with this video, I wanted to show a behind the scenes tour of MinnMax's Discord, just to make it less intimidating for people, so you understand what we're talking about when we say Discord. The MinnMax community's heart is in the Discord. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm a visual learner, so I remember when I was first learning about Discord, I just learned it all myself, but I always felt like I was writing in the wrong place, and like, oh, what the rules? Like, what does this mean? Like, not talking because I was nervous. So I get that. I get that totally.
This is to make it easy for everybody, and the mods here at MinnMax have made it extremely easy with a whole new onboarding tool that we should probably check out, eh? So, basics, MinnMax community. MinnMax, we're a Patreon supported outlet, so if you support us at any tier on Patreon, patreon.com/MinnMax, with 2 N's, obviously. Follow that URL that we say 1,000 times and embed on every video. But if you follow that, you support us at any tier, even the $2 tier, you get access to MinnMax's Discord, which, I gotta say, I know everyone says their Discord is lovely. The MinnMax community is truly lovely, thanks to your work, the mods' work, and everybody in there being so sweet. And just having that $2 barrier, somehow that weeds out every shithead.
Everyone.
Most every shithead. It is really unbelievable. So the point—
those shitheads will be shitheads, but not if it costs them money.
Yes, that's exactly it. But $2 a month to have a shithead-free social media platform, it's pretty good. Okay, so—
Sign me up.
Well, Haley, patreon.com/MinnMax with 2 N's. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example, and the world an example of if you support MinnMax on Patreon, this is what you'll see. This very, very lovely little onboarding sequence. Like, all right, start with pronouns. Let's go with this for me. Choose where you're at. I believe we're both in North America.
We are.
Is Canada in North America?
Embarrassingly so, yeah. We never call ourselves American, though, no offense.
Yeah, that's fine. We're just North. So here we go. How can we min-max you today? You can choose if you want a starting thing. So it's like, hey, the deepest dive. There's whole channels for discussing the deepest dive in here. Let's do that. I'm curious about that. Let's jump in here. Now, this is something we added recently because we have a whole channel for announcements. And people are saying, oh, I want to be pinged when there's ever anything new dropping. And other people are like, don't ping me. I hate pings and notifications and red numbers on my screens. So you can choose if you want to be pinged when announcements happen. So yeah, I would like to be pinged if there's some announcement happening. The rules for the Discord. Haley, I know you're into legalese, so I'll leave this to you to really analyze. But very important rules. We're not going to read them in this video, but just follow along.
But please do yourself.
Please do, absolutely. And then you're good to go.
So people who already are on the Discord and want to see these lovely options for onboarding, you can still do it yourself. You just have to go to the very top, channels and roles, and customize. This is a new thing that just got added. So you can scroll through here and choose what stuff you're interested in. This will add your roles, what games you're playing right now that you want to talk to people about. And then it's not just games. We have book clubs. There's like fantasy football leagues. I wish I knew more about that. That seems fun, but I don't know enough about sports. There's a bunch of different clubs. There's a whole JRPG club, another book club. Sometimes people get together to watch movies together. There's a bunch of really cute new channels that one of our mods, Fred, was helping with, like home improvement. So if you're building something cool for your house and you're like, what wood should I use for this? I don't know. You can just ask someone in there. Maybe they know. Maybe they've built something similar. I always poke my head in there. I don't have a home myself. That makes me sound like I don't have a home at all. But you know what I mean? I can't change my apartment because it's a rental. But I'm like, wow, that's cool. They're making a deck. And you get to kind of see everybody's, over time, like, here's my project updated a month later. And it's very fun. It's very wholesome.
Yeah, there's also the Game Jam channel, which we can show off in a little bit here. But basics, this is the announcements channel. Every time we have a new episode coming up, or we're talking about, like, hey, we're recording the episode of the MinnMax show at this time today, all that stuff is posted in here for your convenience. We like to use images. We like to make it look nice for everybody. And then again and again, that's only pinged if you're interested in that type of thing. MinnMax shows is a big one. This is where you can jump in, let's see, when everybody can talk about all of our shows. I do always stay fully up to date on everything in here. Currently, people are debating New Show Plus, because we put those 4 options live, so everyone's going back and forth on that one. But it's also a nice place to, oh look, Nextlander's finally wearing the wigs because they lost Trivia Tower. Perfect. It's a fun place to talk about all of our shows, stuff like that. But speaking of Trivia Tower, if you're watching this and you say, hey, I just want to compete in trivia, I don't understand what Discord is, I don't know what the rest of this nonsense is, it'll be very easy for you. Again, you can customize it so it's only this channel, but really, if you want to compete in Trivia Tower, you're like 3 clicks away from making this happen. We clear out the floors after every match, but basically these floors here, this is where Trivia Tower is happening. And so before the competition begins, before the YouTube stream goes live, this channel will open up, and then this is the channel that you see when you're watching Trivia Tower. This is what's on the right-hand side, is everybody putting in their guesses here. Call of Duty. And then that's how you win Trivia Tower, just by guessing a game like that. And so
I hope the mods see that and they're like, what the? Who's in there?
It's very easy for everybody. But let's see. I think it's general. It's very sweet. Every time somebody jumps in on Patreon, a lot of people share welcome gifts. If you've seen those on the internet, those are made by the community. There's never
so many of them. They're awesome.
Over 400 at this point? It's gotta be. It is bananas.
There's at least 2 new ones every couple days. Oh, come on. When Baldur's Gate was out, there was 5 new Baldur's Gate ones, and I was using them all week. And I'm like, oh.
It's perfect. Yeah, so again,
so many options.
We're not asking the community to do this. They are just this friendly on their own, where they're making these welcome gifts and welcoming everybody new into the community. It is very good. This is one of my favorite channels. It's not my favorite channel. It's the Get a Load of This channel. If you ever listen to the podcast and you say, oh, these are fun little tidbits, and especially from the community, this is where those are coming from. We share one in every episode of the podcast, but this is just basically a news feed of interesting things, like today I learned little factoids, or news stories, things like, hey, Pokemon's back at McDonald's, for example, today. Genuinely, this is so much better than Twitter or X.
Yeah, this has replaced Twitter for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has, because it's everything that you need. You don't need to scroll past just so much screaming and outrage. This is just a place to be outraged about Unity's changes. No, this is not a place for people to talk. Get a load of this. Everyone just shares little tidbits and news. And going into this channel, it's the best place to get a quick summary of what's happening in the world that won't make you brutally depressed. Personally speaking, it happens to me looking at so many other social media networks. So
it's the ultimate bored at work channel. It's just the best part of combining Reddit, Twitter, 10 other social medias into one feed of cool stuff.
Yep. Better Quest, that's a channel in here. Better Quest and Wellness, we combined those recently. So this is where people are, remember our old show Better Quest? It moved here. And so people are jumping in here to post about just, hey, I have this challenge, I want to lose some weight, I want to start up my small garden. It's just the most heartwarming channel you can imagine. The Deepest Dive in Armored Core, for example. We have those videos on YouTube and in the bonus podcast feed for Patreon supporters. This is really where the real conversation is happening. It's just the community jumping in here and breaking down each section with spoiler tags for everything. So you're not going to get spoiled if you don't want to, based on where you are in the
Our
game and stuff.
Community is the best at spoiler tags.
They're very good.
It's always covered. Even if I'm like, is that an iffy spoiler? They've already spoiler tagged it and you're good. They're
on top of it. Let's see, MinnMax clips. People share silly clips, even going back some old stuff. Oh, Haley McClain. Look at that. Suggestions channel. If you jump in there, I promise I read everyone as well. If you have a suggestion for MinnMax, like, hey, did you ever try doing this? Or what about this for New Show Plus? There's very smart, good stuff in here. Like Sarah and Haley Horse and Claw. You two doing a horse-themed legal show. That's a possibility.
Yeah, very niche.
But I bet it would win. So we have the gaming channel. This is the big general discussion channel where everyone's just talking about what they're playing, which is really cool. If you just want to jump in and have nice conversations with other gamers about what they've been playing, what stands out to them, this is a great place for it. Indie Games Hub, thriving channel. Maybe I brought up the idea of axing it on an episode of Party Chat and everybody said, are you nuts? It's actually one of our most used channels.
This is like potentially my favorite channel.
Really?
I think, because I find out about, like, you know how it's always, I don't know, before I was like really tuned into this kind of stuff, it's like, how do people know about these games so early in advance? Like, this is so cool. It comes out of nowhere. And it's like everyone in here talking about these games a few months before release, a few years before release, even when they're like, here's the Kickstarter that just went live of a game I think is cool. And, you know, I found out about Dredge from this channel.
Nice.
Like, way before people were talking about Dredge.
Cool. It's the place to be. Let's see. Big events, big streams, like the State of Play, Nintendo Direct reaction, if you're looking for a better place than YouTube chat to talk about these things and break them down a little bit more. This channel's here for you. It'll change all the time. Game deals, game giveaways, if we have codes to give away, tabletop games. So if you're into D&D, you're into tabletop gaming, card games, anything like that, this is a very nice channel for you. I know Kath has been doing a lot with the D&D stuff in there recently. VR, if you're into that, there's good stuff there. Do you want to break down some of these, Haley? The community stuff?
Yeah, there's a bunch of community stuff going on at the moment. We have obviously the, where is it? The Game Hacks channel. Yeah. There it is. So, a lot of Unity stuff getting posted in here. Fair enough. For the month of October, that we're doing a game jam. So, in anticipation of that, the channel's up so people can start talking to each other, maybe start thinking about, because I don't think we've released the theme yet, have we? That's still up in the air. Yeah. Yep. So some people might decide to work together. Some people might want to do it solo. But look, they're already sharing art and stuff. Oh, exciting. And such good games made last year if you go back and watch that video from last year. Yeah, and you can be a part of it. Amazing. For sure. There's take it away, please. Oh, yeah, no, Arcane. There's an Arcane club. There's a JRPG club. We have community content sections specifically for people who want to share stuff they make. There's one specific to like developing things. What is gaming forward? Sure. So, you know, if you're working on something cool, like, or you have your own podcast you want to share for other people to listen to, you can post it in here. And this is kind of the place for that sort of content. There's also, of course, the book club we were talking about before. So the book club will switch up what book they're reading at any given time, and it'll always be listed. It's near the bottom. It'll always be listed in the name there. And look how much discussion they do just with this book. Like, that's so nice. And sometimes there's even like, you know, meetups in our discussion channels down below. You can see Co-op Gaming is one of them, but there's other channels below. Yeah. People meeting in there to talk to each other, like in voice chat too, about these things. Here's some visual art that the community makes. And look at this. Look, space photos. This person took these photos of space and they're sharing it in this channel. What more do you want from a Discord than people just sharing and photos? And it got 12 Bulbasaur emojis. Amazing. Amazing work. That's validation if I've ever seen it. Also, there's a fun secret room. Hope they don't mind me showing it off. If you're at the MinnMax Council tier, there's a room that's just like a quieter, slower place to talk about whatever you want under the sun. These are the folks that also can call in via Party Chat. If you ever listen to that podcast and you're confused about how that worked, how that works is you support us at the MinnMax Council tier, then you get access to the Party Chat room, and then that is where you can call in and podcast with us directly. But otherwise, there's also a secret text channel where everyone just talks, and it's a very friendly, chill place. Also, Backstage Pass. We talk about it all the time. Good Lord, this is obnoxious. This is, if you're at the $10 tier, you can vote for New Show Plus every single week. But you also get to, let's go with these more interesting things. You can also watch the unedited version of us recording the MinnMax Show podcast, or you can watch it live and actually jump in the Backstage Pass chat and talk with us as we're recording each episode of the MinnMax Show and other stuff as well. And you can get pinged if you'd like to as well. But also, we use it to make our content better. So if you're at the Backstage Pass tier, you literally make our content better. For example, last episode of the podcast, you were on it, Haley, we covered so much ground, it's really tough to tell, like, what should be in the headline. So, for example, it's like, okay, how do we frame this Unity thing for the most compelling way? People said, Unity's a disaster. Perfect. And it's like, okay, we talk about all these things. What should we put in the headline? What's the most compelling thing? And it's like, okay, it's Starfield, Gumbrella, and Unity. Those are the top three. So that's how we determine what goes in the headline. So you're literally choosing and helping to shape our content and the headline of our content and the thumbnails. There's only 2 thumbnails. Normally there's more than that for each episode of the podcast. So you can vote with a little thumbs up, thumbs down for which thumbnail is better for each episode of the podcast. So it's
MinnMax, we're pretty tied into the community. You are directly shaping our content in a bunch of different ways, including voting for which thumbnail is better. We got us freaking out, of course, and then out of these
what
three
one
options,
accentuates Ben's screaming face the
right.
best?
I use the same because like, well, you can't tap that. That's kind of peak scream face, I guess. But there's a ton of stuff in the Backstage Pass channel. Little secrets, little teases of where we're going in the future. Obviously, the extended versions of our travel logs and all that stuff we share here, then also on Patreon. So a lot of fun stuff for the Backstage Passers if you're interested in shaping our content directly. But there's more to the Discord than that. Let's keep exploring. Game hubs, these are hot commodities. Starfield, if you're looking for a very nice community to talk about Starfield, unpack all that stuff, that's what's going on in here at the moment. So we rotate these out for like the biggest talkers in the industry right now. Tears of the Kingdom is still popping.
Still getting discussion, yeah.
Marvel Snap, still flying. Baldur's Gate 3, of course. There's so much talk about Baldur's Gate 3, so if you're looking for a focused gaming discussion, that's a place for you. Also, the podcast channel I love, people talking about podcasts to listen to and stuff. Star Wars, if you want to unpack Ahsoka with a friendly group, that's there for you. The Meme Zone, if you want to post some sick memes. Marvel discussion, if you're interested in that. Here's the Home Projects one that we were talking about. Groffles is apparently tearing it apart.
Oh, look. Ian's building a greenhouse.
Ian T. Clark greenhouse, freaking sweet. Parenting channel, if you're a real sicko, you can go in there. Only the friendliest people. Books, food. Oh, Good Eats channel is awesome. Normally there's more photos of everyone just sharing.
There's some kimchi. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Pets, Haley's favorite channel.
I love it. Show me your pets. Oh, I asked if that chicken had, if she could tell me where she got her shoes from because they were so beautiful and feathery.
That's good. That's good. Friendly channel overall. And then Trivia Tower down here, all that fun stuff. So again, you can customize all this. You can turn off whatever channels you don't want. If you just want to jump in here and play Trivia Tower, that's great. Don't be intimidated. It's a piece of cake. You can do this right in your browser too. You don't even need to download anything if you technically don't want to. So it's all customizable for you, and the on-ramp is to make it even easier with the whole onboarding, thanks to the mods. So what are you waiting for, Haley? Jump on in.
Come in here, show me your pet.
Hey, you, come in here. So hopefully you have a better idea of what Discord is at this point. And so let us know if you have any questions about how it works, how you get access. Again, that's just if you support us at any tier on Patreon. This is where you compete in trivia. This is where you can do everything fun under the sun. And it's a very lovely, sweet community. And hey, we hope to see you here. This is really the heart of everything. So jump on in and say hi. That's it. Haley, parting words, final message.
Yeah, and then the cohorts are in here too. So you like, if you really like people on the team and you want to see what they're talking about, they're in here, writing in here as well. That's another fun part of it. Look, there's you talking to somebody about something down there.
That is true. They did.
What are you saying?
Let's see. They were talking about Trivia Tower rounds and how that one round with too much music was maddening. And I disagree. I think that was our best round. So look forward to it in a future episode of Trivia Tower. All right, that's it, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Again, patreon.com/MinnMax with 2 N's. Jump in, see why we are excited about this channel. It's a friendly place to be. All right, thanks so much, folks. You can help support independent games media by subscribing to MinnMax on YouTube here, or you can support us over on Patreon to unlock a weekly Patreon-exclusive podcast called Party Chat. You can call into our podcast. You can put a picture of your choice on every MinnMax video. MinnMax is a Patreon about games, friends, and getting better, and we exist because of you. Any help telling a friend's appreciated.